it was 220,000 metric tons per day. Direct link to GDP growth rate of China, averaging between 9 to 10% over the last 10 to 15 years. And direct link to affordability, because once people have better income, they buy protein, they buy oils and fats. Supply constraints, we are running out of land and water. Look at the land issue here. In 1922, this is a study done by Free Academy and the University of Michigan. We had 0.75 hectares arable land per capita. Look at it today. We only have about 0.25, 0.23. And look where it is heading, to 0.17. This is an 80% reduction from 1922. 80% reduction in arable land that's available. There was a conference in Singapore just last month by the Asian Development Bank. This is what they had to say. Asia is in the grip of water crisis, and it will have an effect on the economic growth. 40% gap between supply and demand by 2030. 80% of Asia's water used to irrigate agricultural land. Serious implications for food production. We are wasting water. There is no concept of harvesting water. The bad news, ladies and gentlemen, is this. 70% of the world's population depend on the ecosystem for their livelihood. Stresses on the system will cause price explosions. The days of cheap food is over. Let me warn you about that. It's over. Technology inherently in agriculture is slow, in spite of the advances made in biotechnology. Now, the good news, increased demand means prices for agricultural products will vary between a new higher band level. Sustained high prices will attract more investment into agriculture and technologies. But is there incentive to invest large capital in agriculture? That's the question. Have a look at this. In 1970, 1 barrel of crude oil bought 1 bushel of corn. In 2008, it bought 27 bushels of corn. There has been no increase in the price of corn. That's what it means, indexed to inflation, whereas oil prices have gone up. Have a look at this. 1 ounce of gold bought you 20 bushels of corn in 1970. Today, it buys you 256 bushels of corn. This is the neglect of agriculture because of lack of investment. Barclays Capital, I was with them just 2 months ago and I asked them this question. How much of money do you have in commodity assets? That's the figure. 257 billion in commodity assets. Most of it, energies, gold, base metals. Less than 5% in agricultural produce. Less than 5%. So, agriculture has to be fungible and exchange traded if it is going to attract investment. Take-home message, creating sustainable natural resources is an inevitable and necessary conclusion. My final word, the environment, ladies and gentlemen, too important to be left to the environmentalists alone. With that, I thank you for listening.